Sorry guys, I'm just waiting for me. Well, it's my daughter's friend Jack. He's a big fan of the show, and he's always wanted to come down and have a little look at what I do. So we'll have a little chat with him in a minute. He should be here. Oh, where he is. Hey up, Jack.
Hello, Gary.
How are you, mate?
Doing? Good to see you.
Yeah,
You well?
Good to see you, yeah, great. So this is where it all happens.
I tell you what, I've seen it 1,000 times. It looks brilliant.
No, look, thanks for watching the show, and thanks for all your support and all that, because, you know, Olivia's been telling me all about you and that.
Yeah.
And, yeah, she was saying you did a BTEC.
Yeah, I did. I've done a bit of motor vehicle engineering back in school.
Is that just like basic mechanics and that?
Yeah, MOT sort of stuff, so brakes and tyres and all the things that you check in an MOT. And it was in a small garage down on the docks, and yeah, just taught us a few bits about cars.
So you've always been interested in cars?
Oh yeah, always loved me cars.
Tell me, Jack, when you were a small child, did you ever like help your dad out on a Sunday and, you know, help him like change the oil or clean the cars, or, you know, was it a thing you did?
Oh yeah, of course. My dad was a mechanic for BMW. Yeah. He had his own shop and everything like that, so he was always coming in new cars and a few older ones that he was fixing up, and he'd always bring them back and go for a test drive. So yeah, I've always loved my cars.
Yeah. And I suppose these were probably not, well, they were around when you were a little kid, but it was probably more synonymous with the Rolls-Royce out there, wasn't
100%,
it?
yeah.
The 80s one.
Yeah, you didn't see many of these knocking about when we were growing up, certainly.
Yeah, so this is the Bentley anyway. This is the 1967, the first one of these convertibles ever built. So it's a very special car. And I've got a bit of a dilemma because I'm in a quandary. Do I keep the original interior and soften it up and repaint it back to the original off-white?
Yeah.
Or do we just bite the bullet and get the proper Rolls-Royce Connolly leather and get it all redone in the correct colour?
I think it's a tough one for you, isn't it? Like looking at this one over here, you can see the brand new leather. It looks great, doesn't it? It really does pop.
It does, but look at this, Jack. This is like Italian, soft Italian leather. It's not the Rolls-Royce Connolly. No. And, you know, I'm a little bit anal about all that, as, you know, a prospective buyer in years to come would be as well. Of
course, yeah. If you're going to do it, you want to do it right, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, come and have a look over here anyway. Yeah, so this is the subframe, obviously off the Bentley. Yeah. You know, it's had a terrible smash at the back. And the other one was bent. It was actually twisted. So we've got this second hand, as you know, because you watch the episodes. And I've just got to start building it up with all the new components. I've got the brake line here because the original ones,
it's on full.
No, they look all right. But because they're on top of the subframe and once it goes back up,
oh, I see.
It's a case of dropping it again if you're going to do the brake lines, because there's no accessibility, you know.
You always want to put new on when you can, though, don't you? I know you always try and say if you're going to get in there and do a job.
Yeah. Do you know what? I've even used new stuff for this old stock, and it will not this, the actual steel. This is I think they call it conifer. It's like nickel. It's a mixture, but it doesn't rot like the steel does. It's put brand new steel brake lines on, and they've had pinholes in, and I've had to do them all over again. So I always go with them because it's a lot safer. And it'll just look nice as well. It'll look quite bling when it's done, you know.
Oh yeah, it looks top.
Not that you're going to see anything that's underneath the car, but
I just find it really interesting now. You can still get all of these parts for a car that's so old.
Well, I use a company called IntroCar, and they remanufacture parts that are no longer available. And they're probably better than the old 50-year-old originals, you know.
Definitely.
And funnily enough, after you've gone, I've got John Tupper coming over. He's come down from London.
Okay.
From IntroCar. He's the CEO of IntroCar, and he just wants to see how I'm getting on and if there's anything I've missed and anything else to require, you know. He just wants to assess the car and have a cup of tea and have a nose, really. But, he's a good man, and he's very hands-on, and he's just been like, you know, unbelievable for information and parts and everything.
Helping you out where he can.
Yeah. So what do you think of the garage anyway?
It's boss, isn't it? I can see you've added a few new additions along the way.
Yeah, well, this is, like, I'm just trying to get kitted out with the correct tools. Yeah. You know, I've got my press. You know, I've got all my compressors and my cabinets and everything else, and you know, I can't stress enough, if you got the wrong tools or you haven't got the right tools and you're missing something, it
makes the job so much harder.
It's a day driving around to get it, and it just, you know, it messes with your continuity and your through line on things. But yeah, does this look smaller or bigger than?
It looks massive. It looks absolutely huge.
No, than it does on the screen.
Yeah, that's what I mean. On the screen, you know, I'm watching it on my phone, sitting in ours with a cup of tea, and I think, oh, that looks like a nice little car, and then you come up to it. It's quite intimidating, aren't they? Yeah. Especially the shape of them, so square. People say it's quite relaxing to watch, but I tell you what, at times, Jack, it's bloody stressful for me. Yeah. Throwing spanners at the wall. This is a bit newer than this one. If you compare them. you compare the two.
Well, that's 1967, that's 1982. I think that's a 6.25 litre, if I stand corrected. And this is the 6.75, that's what they moved to. I think in the late 60s, early 70s, they moved to the bigger engine. But they look exactly the same, you know. That's on Solex carburetors, and this is on the SU carburetors. And the 80s one outside is probably, I don't know, a bit more like one you remember. That's on the SU carburetors like this. But when they got to the next year after this is an 86 or 7. And that year was like a changeover year. And they went to injection after that. Yeah. And I believe there was all kinds of problems with them. But
so going from something that you've known for so long, something that works well, going to something new is always going to be...
Keep it simple. You know, why change it when a formula? And Rolls-Royce were great at that because they had these engines, I think they did them for about 30 years.
Yeah, with no problems.
Yeah.
And as you say, it's hard work and it might do your head in every now and then, but when you get the finished product like that, and you're bringing it back to its former glory. Yeah.
So well, this is getting back to what I was saying before. I always try to encourage kids or younger people, you know, like yourself, to just, you know, if you want a classic car, get one. Yeah. And, you know, you'll make your mistakes and it'll be hard at times and you'll be scratching your head, but when you complete it, it's like, it's so satisfying.
Gives you that sort of gratification, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Of a job well done.
I always think, like, you know, there was national service years ago.
Yeah.
And it made men into men and taught them manners and respect, you know, for compassion for your fellow human beings. It's a bit like when you get on the car with your dad, they're the kind of things you learn.
Yeah, you remember it forever, don't you?
Yeah. And you can carry it on through if you want, but it's tricky, isn't it, with all the computer cars at the moment. These are okay to work on, but once you get to the modern cars, it's like the AA.
You need someone with a laptop to fix it rather than someone with a set of tools.
Yeah. Do you want to drive the Rolls?
I'd love to.
Yeah. Yeah, come on.
Good to go.
Yeah. Oh, and I almost forgot. This is for you, Jack. Now, this is a bit of an exclusive because these are not for sale yet. We're just getting these made up at the moment, so you're going to be the first ever person to get one of these. And yeah, there you go. So you're in effect the model, the guinea pig. Anyway, I'll leave it there for when you go. Yeah, come on.
You driving, Gary?
Yeah, you are.
Oh, get in. Oh, it moves, doesn't it?
Oh, it's unbelievable. Go on, give it some. The hardest thing's getting out, I think.
Honestly. What a car.
What do you reckon, Jack?
Brilliant. Best thing I've ever driven.
Well, now you know where it all happens, and look, top man.
Pleasure. Thanks very much
for all your support. And keep watching.
I look forward to the next episode.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and do a bit as well and think about getting a classic car.
I'll come to you if I am.
Get a quick cuppa anyway, come on.
Hey.
Hey, John.
How are you doing? It's good to see you.
So this is it?
Yeah. Let's see how much trouble you got yourself into this time.
Interior's not bad. There's a bit of cracking in the seats, but...
Yeah, the old school dash.
What did they call that? The
well, there was the Chippendale.
Chippendale dash, yeah.
So, yeah.
Goes underneath as well. It's got the bones, hasn't it? It's a nice car. And I wouldn't be surprised if the mileage was correct.
Yeah.
Tell me, John, when was the first Corniche built?
It was 1970 that they started calling them a Corniche rather than a two-door Shadow or a Mulliner Park Ward Shadow.
But this shape, John, this body, this convertible body, when was the first one of these produced?
This body would have been in 1965, maybe 1966.
The convertible?
The convertible, but obviously this is a Mulliner Park Ward, whereas they also had the James Young two-door, which was effectively looked like a Silver Shadow, but only had two doors. Whereas this, you've got different wings. There's no peak on the front wings. It just softens the front. And then obviously you've got this lovely
Coke bottle.
Yeah, Coke bottle. Yeah. So yeah, nice.
So I mean, tell me, if this was built in 1967 and it was the first one of these produced, first registered the 1st of January 1968.
That's when it was registered. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
but it was built in 67.
Yep.
They might have started building in 66, who knows?
Probably, yeah. Yep.
So this could possibly be the first ever one, couldn't it? Not just the first Mullingar Park Ward. Is that, do you think?
It's very, very early.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be good to find that out for certain, but I mean, the truth is that this is a rare car because they didn't make many Bentleys.
I'm told as well, this could be the first one ever with a cassette.
Oh, really?
Cassette radio,
it's 'cause it's
yeah,
still got
because
it's still got everything. It's original.
I'm not sure. I think that's
Yeah.
been changed. They started releasing them in late December 1967. So this being the first one and first registered on the 1st of January 68, this could quite possibly be the
it
first
could be.
ever car that had a cassette radio. Just a
Yeah.
little factoid there. It doesn't mean anything, but interesting all the same.
Yeah, all these things that the wood in this.
It's not bad, is it?
No, it's good. It's going to
Probably
come
get
up
away
really
with a re-lacquer.
100% you will.
Have a look at the lump, eh? Doors shut nice.
Yeah, that's unusual because they drop.
Yeah,
They drop. They're such heavy doors. They're so long.
yeah.
That's amazing. Wow. Still though, bit of work.
Come look at the engine anyway.
Okay. Tidy.
I noticed these are
been-
invariably blocked off, aren't
Well,
they?
the front height control did nothing. So actually, it's better to just delete it, which has happened. So that's fine. There's a lot of stuff that looks like it's been done on it.
This rubber's...
That looks new.
Well, my Corniche has got that rubber, or
Yeah.
it's split, mine. But you don't have those, do you?
These.
Yeah, I think I've asked that before, and you didn't at the time. That was maybe 2 years ago.
I think that they are available now. I'll have to check, but
Yeah.
to be honest with you, they never really went, but they are starting to go now. So, you know,
Yeah, some of these are steel on the shadows, aren't they?
yeah.
All the fluids are correct. They're all lovely and clean. They've all been, it looks like the brakes are being completely redone. All the flexi hoses were all nice and brand new. Although I was saying to Matt, some of them are blocked, so it's just sat for a long time.
Well, unfortunately, what happens is they actually block internally. I mean, this is the thing that captures everyone. Even I've been caught out with it. We had a low mileage car. All the brake lines looked new.
Yeah.
Got about an hour up the motorway. Brakes got hot.
And they just locked up, yeah.
Yeah, and they look like literally look like brand new hoses. Yeah. If you don't know, you just swap them out.
Yeah, it's peace of mind. You just got to do it, haven't you?
Well, you do with that. That's a really common one.
That's unusual, John. How come the
not-
treaders on the outside?
They're not original.
Really?
No.
That's not a good sign, is it?
Well, I don't know.
But then, if it was residing in America, sometimes parts are not as available as they are here. Looks like a new alternator as well. I look at this as well. Like the rocker covers, the paint.
Yep.
Paint's really good.
Yeah.
Normally they're fried.
Interesting
if it's
to
a
know.
high
Yeah,
mileage.
I wonder. I mean, how long had it been stood?
I think about 8 years, something like that.
Okay. Well, it'd be interesting to come up and see how you get through this.
Do you want to have a look underneath?
Yeah. Let's have a lie down.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Now that you've got all this out, you can really see. That's had a thump.
Now, what needs to go there, John? That's a chassis leg.
That's a
isn't it?
chassis leg, yeah.
Can we get hold of a chassis leg? Or
Yep, we can do that. That's not a problem.
I'm impressed, John. Pretty solid.
That's all solid,
steel,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
It will definitely go. There's
The body shop we were pulling it said get a boot floor as well, and I said, I honestly think, hand on heart, that it's going to pull near enough straight and it can be dollied, You don't want to mess around with the integrity of the car too much. Keep as much as you possibly can, and I think that's going to go again.
I think that'll probably, yeah. Do you think this is the biggest project you've taken on, this one?
No, taking on bigger than this. I did a 220 SE a few years back, and it was literally, there was no flaws in it. It looked like it had been under the Mersey for the last 20 years. And I think the only thing left of the car was the bulkhead and the inner sills, I think.
Oh, I think this will test you, though. I think there's a few testers in here.
Yeah.
But that's all about, isn't it?
It's one of the projects that's worth it, though. Look at the fuel pump, brand new.
They've actually replaced the entire fuel filter bowl.
Yeah.
That's annoying, because we make
Unless
those.
that's original. You make those, yeah?
That's perfect.
Yeah.
No, it's nice. This is a great project. Right, so remember we were talking about the bump when you were down at our place?
Yeah.
So so Gary actually, he sent down his badge. just so you know, so we could, because when they made this, they only made one part number and it didn't have these holes in for badges. So this is the Bentley one. They've drilled 2, which is a bit odd, but obviously we've got your badge, so we've used that to give us a template to do the Bentley one, and I borrowed a plinth from Louise at P&A Wood for the Rolls-Royce version, which has holes down here.
Oh yeah, the square one, yeah.
Yeah, so that's got a plinth. So what we're going to do, which Rolls-Royce never bothered with, is we're going to actually make 3 different part numbers and include a Bentley version with holes drilled in it. So you drill the holes before you plate it.
Oh, of course.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah. This could have been a replacement bumper.
Maybe.
And maybe they've drilled the holes, but they got it wrong first time. It's taken 2 goes.
Yeah. Well, we won't. So, so that's cool. And I see you're not going to get away with that because that's rotted through there.
No, I didn't know.
That's where they all go.
Underneath, yeah.
Yeah. So.
And you make these as well, don't you, John?
Yes. Yes. The whole thing. It's all round. So they're. So these will be ready, and we'll have one of these ready for that. You'll just bolt straight on.
Fantastic.
So yeah, that's nice.
Have you got one of these? You see a lot of the domed ones.
So
this is quite flat, see?
I think these are still available from the suppliers of Lucas parts.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think I was looking actually. It's shared with the Jaguar.
Yeah.
There's an old Jaguar that has the same, and
a lot
they're
of
not that expensive, yeah.
Okay. So tell me about this. So you were gonna cut it halfway?
Yeah.
But you're not.
I was going to. Oh, I can't now, can I? I was going to cut it about there, like in the middle of the arch, because I didn't know what I was going to get. Didn't know whether I was going to get a second-hand wing or a part panel. And I mean, they're as rare as hen's teeth, John. As you say, I must be the last person in the world to get a brand new wing, and it'd be sacrilege to cut it. So I'm going to replace the whole wing. It'll be a bit more work, but I think it's worth it. That's such a fine that. I almost wet myself when you said you might have found a subframe, but it was not to be. But look, this is fine. This is fine.
No, that'll be fine.
I can't help but look at this wonky bumper. Have I showed you this? This is the new acquisition. Yeah. So, what do you think of this, John?
Well, hang on a minute. So where's the accident damage? I mean, this is a doddle for you, surely.
I don't just go for accidents, you know. This came about, a friend phoned me and said, look, there's an MOT failure. The guys decided, we wanted to move it on because it needed 10 or 12 jobs doing on it. Smallish, some of them. It had a problem.
What does it need?
Well, the main problem was, it had a problem with the gearbox where it was spraying like a mist. Oh, watch your zips. Spraying like a mist all over the engine bay from the gearbox. And he said, it needs a new gearbox and all that. I'm not so sure about that. What I've done, I've changed the filter and the oil in the gearbox, and I'll just see how it goes. But at the moment,
that's one of the things I do with these, because I love these cars actually. I love the way these drive. I actually prefer the way the SZ series drives to anything.
I like the fronts on them, John.
Well, it's a style that's now starting to come back, isn't it?
I love the lower grille. No, it's lower on these because you've got the big chunky bumper. But I actually quite like the look. It makes it look wider.
Yeah,
they're square lights as well.
They're coming into their own. I mean, there's such good value, and they're so drivable.
It's like the Camargue, though, isn't it? I suppose it's seen as a little bit of a dinosaur because it's not the classic Rolls-Royce that we were all used to.
Look at how desirable the Camargue's become now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all of these cars this age, they're really,
Is that meant to go down when you touch it? Like a mouse going back into its cage? Get out of it. Is that what you do?
So there you go. And you can even...
It's not electric. Forget it. Now, these are the wishbones. This is what I've been getting on with, John.
Okay.
Now, the Bentley had this, but the subframe and the wishbones that I got second hand had the cup at the bottom and the shock absorber went through
because it's
So I had to cut this off the old one and weld it onto this.
You're not a bad welder, you know.
It's like now and again, it's hit and miss really. It's one of them welding, John.
And these are actually solid, aren't they?
Yeah.
So we've given you these, but you don't need them because these are solid, right?
Yeah. But there's no returns, is there?
Not for you.
That's straight on eBay then. Yeah. I'll show you the bend in the other one. So this is the original.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's good.
That's the strap that's ripped out. Look at the bend in that, see? And there's a bend in that.
Yep.
And that's completely twisted, 180 degrees. So could have tried to repair it, but I think it's just twisted in too many different ways.
And you're not going to chuck this until it's you've got everything else together, because even these little bits and pieces.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's not going to go again, is it?
That ain't going anywhere. No, that's going to the scrapyard.
A split there as well.
And you even see in here, a lot of people don't do this, but see those little rubbers there? We'll need to send you those.
There's different shims, isn't it?
Yeah, so there's different sizes in there, which I guess is for adjustment, but they're just literally flat rubber washers. And while that's all out...
What do they actually do, John?
I think that it's just dampening the vibration, that's all. That's all anything like that's for.
I found this really unusual as well, John. This is the rear spring, right?
Yep.
Look at them shims. I mean, I was speaking to Matt about it, and he said, oh, something must have happened. The spring must have been sagging, and they've... No way, that is original. And this goes in the bottom, and look at that.
You see that? I've never seen that before. Now I'm going to actually have to look at that, and it's definitely original because there's the other one. Yeah. Exactly the same.
Now I think with it being the first one, they were exploring things and trying to get the height right on them, and that's definitely original, isn't it? And I think what they've done further down the line, they've done away with all that, and they've just made the spring 2 inches higher.
Yeah, interesting how...
Work of art, isn't it?
And the tapered shims are... I'm going to have to go back and do some research on those, because that's foxed me.
Well, I wouldn't make too many of them, because I don't think you're going to sell any, because they came a long way since then, haven't they?
Yeah, well, that's the thing, but I'm really interested in just understanding whether they had a tapered shim in the parts book.
Yeah, I suppose that they have to go through all this.
It's funny what you learn.
In order to get where they got to, don't they? You know, they have to try everything out and fiddle about with the height, and like
we still find, even when we're making new products, that we're still changing. Sometimes we change specifications because we just find that either over time, or people have told us don't make them like that, because if you make them like this, they'll be much more consistent. You won't get the problems that we see. So you do. So obviously, one of the advantages of doing this the second time round is you actually do get a chance to learn from what went wrong before.
Yeah. Got to push these out as well, haven't I?
Yeah.
There and there. On the nice, clean, shiny press. It's invaluable, that. Cuts the workload down by, I couldn't tell you, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's great. Yep.
Anyway.
Cool.
Right, well, I think that's enough procrastinating for one day, don't you? You know, we've got a lot of work to do here, and as much as it's nice to see John Tupper, as the saying goes, it's not going to get the baby back. We've got a lot of work to do. We've got to rebuild the subframe, get it back on the car. So wish me luck, and without further ado, let's get stuck in. So it's on with the solenoid. On with those high control valves. And then the jigsaw begins. Oh yes, perfect timing, couldn't be better. It's Christmas, and not before time. You know, this is great timing because I've got to blast all the stuff for the subframe and the springs and everything for the suspension, and you would not believe it, this is going to cut my workload down by 1,000,000%. Just look at that, guys. So all the springs are going to go in, all the half axles, anything I need, even all the small little nuts and bolts and brackets that are going to go on the subframe. This will cut my workload down by, you wouldn't believe. I mean, imagine doing that by hand. It's like a day's work, you know. This will be done in minutes. And I know I've talked before about, you know, the time it takes you to do things and how difficult it is, you know, if you're lying on the deck and you're working under a car and you haven't got a lift, all those bits and bobs could be made so much easier by a lift and having the right tools around you. You've got the right tools around you to do the job. It cuts your workload right down and it enables you to get on with other things. And you do a better job at that as well. I mean, you see how long it took me to strip the subframe and prime and paint that. And, you know, it'd just be so much easier if I had a big blast cabinet that would have fitted that in. Or, you know, being able to go and get it blasted and stove enameled and all the rest of it. But, you know, you can take it too far, I think. You know, at the end of the day, it's underneath the car. It's going to be out the way of all the water. And, yeah, anyway, I'm excited. It's Christmas. And I've cleared the space here. So it's just going to slide in there. So everything's all accessible. And, yeah, get my coffee machine in the corner and I'm away. And what's great about this, you just open your door, get your spring, goes in from the side, you close your door and you blast it. You put your hands through and you blast it. And speaking of jigsaw puzzles, you know, I think I'm quickly becoming one of Machine Mart's best customers. I'm never out of there. But I just think the range is huge and they're all quality tools and all British standard and not out of people's price range either. That'll do. How easy is this? These Brillo pads proved to be a bit of a pig. I literally had to wedge them up with a huge bar, just so I could get the bolt in. These dirty, corroded brake lines, I'm going to clean everything up. All the little valves, everything, take them all apart, clean them through. Brand new brake lines. You know, once it's out the subframe, you can do all that work. Once it's up and in situ, it's a nightmare. You've got to drop the whole thing again if anything goes wrong or one of them bursts. So that's what I'm going to do. It's time consuming, but you know, when it's done, it'll look the business. Now these T-pieces of brass, I always like to polish them up with the brush first, after a good clean, and then finish them off with a clear lacquer. This just keeps them looking clean and nice and stops them from gathering loads of dirt. Okay, so that's basically that one in. Next is this one. I'll have to make this one up. And it's just a case of, you know, fitting it in, see where it goes. Oh yeah, that goes to there like that. Goes around there, and then it goes into this junction here, this valve. This will be one of the easier ones to do. But it's never that easy, is it? And look at this little bastard. Yeah, that goes down there like that, around the back. And I must mention this as well, on this big fiddly one we've got here, you've got like a junction here, it's like a kind of valve, and inside the valve, it's You look at it here. It's the same as the one I've got here. There's two. There's one this end and one that end. And I've done these before. You basically got to take them apart because they come up with all kinds of crap. And inside you got like a tiny ball bearing and a cup either side of it. And you just got to clean them up on a bit of wet or dry. You know, flush it all out inside, clean it all up, put a little bit of, you know, a little bit of fluid on them and put it all back together, and it works fine then. Otherwise you get blockages going to the height control system and it just causes no end of problems. But there's pretty simple things to do. They're quite intricate, but they've got to be done. And yeah, and then I'll put it all back together again. And you've just got to make sure, it's pretty crucial really, that each individual pipe goes into the right, you know, the right attachment, the right fitting, because if it goes the wrong way round, then you've got problems because it's a flowing system. You can't just put them anywhere. So I've been looking back at pictures. It's fine if you do a job like this and you put it all back together the next day, it's not too bad. But when you leave it like 6 or 7 weeks, like I have, because I've been on different cars, then you're just asking for trouble because you're looking at old photos, you think, well, that one goes into there, and you're lining up pipes that are being bent out when you're being taking them off. So you think, oh, maybe it goes into this fitting. It's just trial and error really, and like putting a jigsaw puzzle back together. But you know, you get there in the end, and as you can see, it's starting to take shape. You know, it was like spaghetti junction when I first started. I thought, Jesus, how am I going to do this? But yeah, it's not too bad, and it's actually quite nice, not lying under the car, being out of the rain, and inside, and yeah, we're getting there, eventually. Just being careful not to scratch the paint. Nice paintwork as well. Goes in there. Yeah, that'll do. Good first go. So yeah, we're nearly about finished on this. A few more to go. Do you know, I have to say though, as beautiful and as beautifully designed, and I suppose in some cases over-designed as these cars are, never ever take them for granted, because, you know, people are under the misconception that because these cars are so reliable, you don't have to do any proper maintenance on them or do anything to them. But I'm telling you now, if you shy away from any proper care or maintenance on these cars, which is pretty regular, then you're in for trouble. It's going to turn around, it's going to bite you on the arse. Yeah, I mean, look at this braking system, for instance. This operates under so much pressure that if I was to like not tighten one of these unions properly, or say I severed one of the brake lines while I was doing this, while the engine was running, it would literally be like a power hose in my face. It's really dangerous, and you know, as I say, as beautifully designed as these cars are, just give them the due care and attention and respect really, because they're great cars, but you've got to look after them. You look after your car, it'll look after you. The old adage, as they say. Anyway, nearly there, coming on. And with all the pipes in, it's now onto that restrictor valve. Right, let's see what we've got in here. You take the nut off, and what you got inside, you've got a shim, which looks like a button with 2 tiny holes in it. Well, you've got one of them either side, and then in the middle, you've got like a shim with a kind of cylinder-shaped ball bearing in the middle. Now, this must move freely, and they invariably get gummed up over the years, and people, they just don't do them, you know. They're one of them jobs they just don't get around to doing. Now, if these don't work properly, these are restrictor valves, your height control valves won't work properly. So it's just a simple thing where you just get a little bit of wet or dry, you just clean it up, both sides, and round the edges, just get rid of all that gum and all that sludge. And then your housing, just put a little bit of like carb cleaner, a little bit of wet or dry around the edges, and then blow it all out, and then just put it back together again. You drop one button in first, then you drop your shim in with your ball bearing, then your other button, and then just get a little bit of brake fluid and just drop your little O-ring in, and the nut goes on, and you tighten it all up, done. Not a lot of people do this, and they don't know the high control valves are not working properly, and your high control valves work in a way that if passengers get into the car lowers, then it highs again. It's a great little invention. Yeah, they're just worth doing. Yeah, so there you have it. Now let me tell you a little bit more about these restrictor valves. You have one here and one over on this side, and you basically have a high pressure fluid delivered through a hard line through the center here. Either side you've got rubber flexi hoses, and there your return pipes, and they take the fluid back to the reservoir. So it's high pressure supplied through here. It in turn goes through these restrictor valves that restrict the pressure, but they supply the solenoid, which in turn supply the high control valves. You've got basically a high pressure feed at the top of each one, and at the bottom, of course, that's your return, and it returns the fluid back and it goes round like a circuit. And it works at very high pressure. So these restrictor valves sort of regulate that pressure. I hope that's explained a little bit about it anyway. And of course, alongside the high control valves, which are sort of designed, that's probably over-engineered really, but they're designed to when the passenger opens the door and gets in the car goes up and then drops to the correct height. So it keeps the car at the same height all the time. Just the same as if you open the boot. That's basically all connected to here. It'll do exactly the same thing. You put 2 cement bags in, whatever, it'll take the car up, down again and settle at the correct height again. And these Brillo pads here, you know, as I've explained, are designed to just add extra comfort, to add to that, you know, to complete that magic carpet ride that Rolls-Royce is so famous for, really. And yeah, it looks like a great piece of kit. And as I say, these are invariably overlooked during service. And so if they come up, this whole entire high control system won't be operating correctly. And that's a shame really, because that's what it was designed for. And if you get everything working on a car, it just makes for a joyous ride, you know. Anyway, there we go. Okay, well that's all we have time for this episode, but once again, thanks so much for tuning in. It was a little bit of a long episode, but I think it was kind of long overdue. You know, we've got a lot to get through, and it's kind of been a bit neglected over the last few weeks, so I hope you enjoyed that episode as much as I did. And I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you so much to all your subscribers and all your members who are basically supporting the channel and helping me to bring you 3 episodes a month, each month. And it's very much appreciated. So if you haven't already subscribed, please just click that button. Every little helps, and it helps me out and it helps the algorithm. So in the next episode, we're going to crack on with the rest of the suspension. I'm going to rebuild the half axles with new UJs. I'm going to rebuild the brakes and put the rest of the lines in, and the wishbones and the axle, and basically get it all in one piece, ready to go up and back into the Bentley. And I think, oh, don't forget, we've got a full exhaust system there, brand new exhaust system to fit also. And I think it'll just be a real treat to see the car able to roll. Well, it'll run and drive fine. It hasn't been pulled yet, but at least we can move the car about and it'll start and it'll drive. And at least we know it's all brand new underneath and kind of ready to go. And also I've got to replace all the flexi lines and do the brakes as well. So look, we've got a lot to get through, but we'll crack on next episode and hopefully see you soon. Thank you for watching this episode of Classic Obsession. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. And see you all next time.